disqualify my presiding judge for detailing his connections to known pedophile protectors.
What? Nobody's ever done that. Don't you know this is pedophile protecting Pennsylvania?
Last hearing, I submitted 17 exhibits displaying criminal state behavior, and anytime I tried to bring them up in court, the Honorable Presiding Judge Maslin would interrupt.
What? No, I didn't. Go check out the court stenographer's report.
As I was saying, my exhibits were forcibly ignored, and when I steered conversation to them in court...
What? I did not. That was your inability to represent yourself intelligently.
Hey, Maslin, we're not in court anymore. You don't get to control what I say on my news channel. It's protected by the First Amendment.
What? Laws are for thee, not for me.
Judge, that's a right that I fought for in our Constitution, not just a law for you to apply to others and not your fellow cronies.
What? Rights are for me, not for thee.
Well, that's pretty transparent. Regardless, you're on my news channel now, bro. And we got some sweet new editing software.
What? You sent this to me?
Huh. How does it feel to be forcibly suppressed, Judge Maslin? That's funny. It didn't seem to bother you that much when you were doing it to me. So, as I was saying, that guy's clearly not going to conduct a fair and impartial trial. So we got to disqualify him. And the best way to do that is to find out why he's exhibiting this type of behavior in court.
State Representative Dan Mao, you never got back to me about the district attorney breaking the law.
I'm not going to either.
Why is that?
Because of you secretly filming me one time, then sabotaging me.
That was my state representative Dan Mao right there before he tossed me out of the Veterans Day event at the American Legion in Gettysburg.
So after all my county's judges recuse themselves from my case by order of President Sith Lord Judge Michael George, the state assigns former state representative Albert Maslin, party member with my representative Dan Mao.
Now, in all the judges in Pennsylvania, y'all gonna randomly pull this guy? Normally, you think I'd be ecstatic being a veteran before a conservative judge. But welcome to Pennsylvania, where the rules are made up and the laws don't matter.
The victim's witness director, Cindy Keeney, doesn't call me back. She doesn't contact me back.
You need an appointment to get in to see her.
So you feel, does that feel like it's gatekeeping to you, Rick?
I have no idea, Jake. You would have to talk to victim witness about it.
But she won't talk to me. It's the Victims' Rights Awareness Week, and she won't even talk to me.
All we can do is give you their number, and you can give them a call.
I feel like that's gatekeeping. Like, what else should I do? I'm trying to have a dialogue with a public official, and I'm being gatekeeped right here at security for no reason.
Well, Jake, you know you're not supposed to be in the building, and you're not supposed to be filming it.
Why am I not supposed to be in the building? This is a public building.
You have an appointment, Jake.
Well, I was trying to get here, so maybe you guys could, would you be able to call her, call that office, and see that I'm trying to get a dialogue with them?
No, you're going to have to call them yourself, Jake, or send them an email.
But they don't respond.
Well, we can't do anything with them. Yep.
I mean, that's just Gettysburg showing its hand, right?
That's your opinion, Jake.
So don't get butthurt about party affiliation, because Pennsylvania is ran by a bipartisan super PAC. They figured out they could steal more working together. You're about to see a bunch of Pennsylvania Republicans shit on this veteran simply for asking help for getting stabbed.
So you can take your
You spoke.
turn around and go somewhere else.
This is the support that I get for getting stabbed
That's the support you
in
get.
Gettysburg.
So that they can continue their federal housing fraud racket. From the bottom.
This is Gettysburg's Memorial Day Parade.
There's Mayor Ted Streeter. He was in the same division as me, 101st Airborne, and he got an email. Hi, Ted. What's up? How you doing? Good.
Good, I love the hat.
Thanks. I'm the full-hatted veteran. I'm the one that got stabbed here in Gettysburg and had you cover it up. Yeah, you know about it. You got the email.
That would be this email right here informing him and Chief Robert Glennie about the massive public safety issue still walking around armed with his pistol. Next up, we got Adams County's Republican Sheriff James Mueller before he ejects me from Gettysburg's Veterans Day event at the Legion. He was a Vietnam-era Marine.
But you can make that criminal complaint, right?
I probably can make a complaint, yeah.
So would you do that for me? Because this is, I got to bump into this guy around town. He stabbed me.
Well, I'll have to check out when I get back to work here.
So you will? I mean, because I sent you an email a while ago really asking for your help, and I didn't hear anything about it. All the law enforcement around here got that. There's nothing you can do to help me then.
No, not really.
Even though you know they broke the law and you have arrest authority here in the county. Well, it's all right here, man.
What you got there, that doesn't prove to me that they broke a law.
Well, here it says Glenn Kessler stabs me after I disarm him. And then here it says he got ARD.
Right now, I'm going to go back to the ceremony. I came in here for that reason to represent, you know what I mean?
Dude, I would be one of these guys that's dead you'd be having a ceremony for if I didn't disarm this guy of his pistol.
That could be. That could very well be.
And everything's just totally nonchalant about what transpired. I mean, this guy's, I still got to bump into him. Have you seen the video of what it's like for me to bump into him at the grocery store? No?
Well, I'm going back over here.
Well, I mean, thanks for showing everyone at home the assistance I get here in Adams County, Mr. Sheriff.
What I didn't think about at the time was that Sheriff Mueller's actually the guy responsible for signing off on all the concealed carry permits in the county. Glenn still has his pistol, which makes Sheriff Mueller directly responsible for still being able to carry his pistol around you and your family in public.
How'd you get off for stabbing me?
Well, I'm not off. I actually.
Yeah. You got off with murder pulling your pistol on me.
Well, I'm sorry.
So you're in.
Next, we have Chair of the County Commissioners, red-in-the-face Randy File, in charge of the Common Courts.
And how you doing, gents? I was wondering if y'all had a moment to help out a veteran that got stabbed here in Gettysburg and had the entire establishment covered up.
I think we've already covered this subject.
Well, I don't know. Here's the police criminal report where a violent offender stabbed me, chased me down, and the state police lost 2 CCTVs of it, and then they didn't charge him with stabbing me with attempted murder. And here's Judge Thomas Campbell.
It's already been discussed.
No, it hasn't.
This is my email to the county commissioners before my assailant's illegal sentence. Being in charge of the common courts, they could have stopped this.
Alright, next up in the pecking order is State Representative Dan Mao.
Dan Mao! Hey, Senator Mao, you can see him on my channel turning his back on me too. I'm not making a scene here. I'm looking for help from my state representative.
There's nothing I can do.
You can call the state police. You can call the state police, and
The state police.
they said that if you called, they would investigate.
No, they didn't.
I'm seeking your help as my state representative. You can call the internal affairs.
That's out of my scope of authority.
It is out of your scope of authority to care that one of your veterans got stabbed.
But to get into
There's nothing you can do. It's not a criminal investigation. They stopped it. They pulled it.
I think we're done here. You can go bother somebody else now.
I'm bothering you.
Yeah, now you're starting to.
I'm bothering.
So why don't you just.
Alright, next up is State Senator Doug Mastriano.
Hey, thanks for your help, Doug. Appreciate it.
Doug's an out-of-town 30-year retired Army colonel, so I was ecstatic when he won a special runoff on a midterm election and asked his office for help with the town covering up my stabbing.
This is his office's response. Do y'all see this shit? The county breaking the law is not a state issue.
I couldn't believe this shit, so I tracked down Doug in person at the Legion to ask him for help.
Are you going to help me out with getting stabbed? The county broke the law. I need the state to come in. You going to help me out with that? Why are you running away, man? I need your help. I need your help, buddy. The state needs to come in and correct the county breaking the law. Coward!
Y'all see that? That's Doug drawing on his years of experience as a fobbit. Those that duck and run away live to malinger another day.
See here where Gettysburg Police Department tosses me from the Veterans Day event at the Legion?
Sorry, Prairie. Hey, man, I'm glad you're here. There's a...
We talk over here so we don't disturb their sermon.
Yeah, sure, let's. Yeah, dude, there's a criminal showing up here going to talk to people today.
The Legion manager, who identified himself as being the manager here, asked us to ask you to leave.
Right before Desperado Doug goes up to speak with his funny hat on.
Look at all that salad on his chest. That dude never saw a day of combat.
That's why we have to don a clever disguise just to be able to sneak up and talk to him.
I'm the foil-hatted veteran at the Memorial Day parade up here in Gettysburg. I'm here to tell everyone that it's legal to stab veterans in Gettysburg. They made it legal. This is crazy. Then there's Mastriano. We're gonna sneak up on him. He's our senator.
We'll need the help.
Hey, thanks for your help, Doug. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. God
Yes, God bless me. You could do something for me for getting stabbed.
Did you hear him clapping as you were walking away, Doug? That one's so nice, let's do it twice.
Hey, thanks for your help, Doug. Appreciate it.
See, here's where he spots a camera. Look at the exact moment on his face when he realizes it's me.
Yes, God bless me. You could do something for me for getting stabbed. That was
So is that all you got, dude? A couple party affiliations? That's not gonna disqualify your judge. Yeah, you're right, Leo. So let's Boolean search to dig up some more connections.
Get him, buddy.
He sat on the Supreme Court board aiding the victims of dishonest lawyers.
What, Maslin? I didn't say you could speak. Speak.
We compensated the victims of dishonest lawyers.
What the shit? So then why did he ignore my exhibit showing my defense attorney backdoor me for the attorney general?
What? I did nothing of the sort. You failed to bring it up in court with your lack of intelligence.
Hey, you're about to get your gag back, Gimp.
Oh, could I? I kind of liked it.
Yeah, you masochists in positions of authority usually do like that forced submission shit. Did I just hear you try to talk with that gag in your mouth? Don't make me hold you in contempt.
I don't just hold me.
Keep it up, Maslin. I'll throw you in your cell.
Please, shut me.
Alright, again, that kind of hypocritical shit just looks awful to people like us. It's not going to disqualify a judge by attorney standards. We gotta keep Boolean searching.
See how easy this is? Quotations, Albert Maslin and known pedophile protectors. Enter. Bing, alright, here we go. Right here at the top, here's Judge Maslin overseeing a case for Sith Lord President Judge Michael George. Remember my president judge that recused all the judges from my county for my case? President Judge Michael George is actually really big up in the Republican Party, failing to catch a seat on the Supreme Court due to his history of gay panic murder defense. Apparently, some convict was unhappy about sentencing from Sith Lord Judge Michael George and, quote, tried to hire a hitman.
Well, the hitman was actually just a jailhouse snitch. This is just two guys talking shit rotting in a jail cell for years.
The state investigated for 4 months and bugged their cell to get this info, in which the, quote, hitman is currently incarcerated and going to be paid off with a Harley-Davidson motorcycle.
So this is pretty transparent bullshit. The hitman is an incarcerated snitch.
And anyone that's ever had a Harley knows that it costs you money, not makes you money.
So we see how far the state will go to protect President Judge Michael George. But what y'all won't see in the news is how far President Judge Michael George will go to protect pedophiles. Highly detailed in my police scandal video where the cops throw a chomo case to protect the town's HUD fraud.
Alright, so basically our housing director gets investigated for HUD fraud and hires President Judge Michael George's son. At the same time, her son gets popped for diddling a pair of girls, presided by President Judge Michael George, whose son is representing Darlene Brown, our housing director, for HUD fraud. Spoiler alert, they throw both cases.
So alright, watch what they're up to with the HUD fraud, and you'll understand why they had to throw the pedo case.
Alright, y'all remember Special Agent Adolph Carlson of the Attorney General's office, fellow resident of Gettysburg? He's the one that used a blanket out-of-jurisdiction warrant to wipe the location data from my phone after it was seized for trespassing, and I tracked it moving from evidence lockup at the courthouse to the president of the county bar's office. Well, his father-in-law is big up in the county bar, and runs the county's primary real estate titling company out of this building right here at 28 West Middle Street. Alright, so this is 28 West Middle Street. This is in 2006 when Alan Kim Petrono purchases it for $75,000. And then you come up right here, right around where the housing crash was, and he pulls out $500,000 and then $300,000. So that's $800,000 in equity that he just acquired for a property for $75,000. And then nothing happens for about 8 years until it changes hands 12 times in a 1 month period. One of them being Fannie Mae for $116,000, and then the other Adams County Habitat for Humanity for $12,500 continues to change hands inexplicably until the end of August, and then there's nothing reported. It magically winds back up in his hands, only to transfer over to Agent Michael Carlson's wife. Y'all see that? HUD fraud? Habitat for Humanity, Fannie Mae, housing director, President Judge Michael George's son, chomo case, President Judge Michael George?
Obviously, there's some things going on here that aren't reported. So we conduct a document retrieval and find out why.
So this is one of those unreported deeds. You see how Alan is titling and notarizing this unreported document? Yeah, this is illegal as fuck, and that's why nobody else would do it and it went unreported. And this is for a property acquired at 50% market value for, bing, daughter of the president of the county bar, Barbara Entwistle, whose office is right here where my cell phone wound up while I was arrested for investigating this case that then had it wiped by Alan's son-in-law, Special Agent Michael Carlson. But wait, who's this right here stuck in the middle of everything? Oh shit, State Representative Dan Mao.
State Representative Dan Mao, you never got back to me about the district attorney breaking the law.
I'm not going to either.
Why is that?
Because of you secretly filming me one time, then sabotaging me.
Well, it turns out our district attorney, Brian Sinnott, was running the same exact scam. Look right here in these documents where it details... Excuse me. Sup, douchebags? Jake. We've had this conversation. This is an ongoing investigation. Please stop releasing the details you garnered from your investigation that you conducted from your dad's home office. We are the best investigative body in the entire world. Let us handle it. Fuck you. I'm looking at 5 years in retaliatory charges. Hurry the fuck up. Yeah, Jake, you gotta understand, this is the federal government. Unless it's beaten up on color folk, we're gonna take our time to react. Sorry, that was my agent calling to keep me on topic. As I was saying, so now you understand why they had to throw the HUD fraud investigation, and what motivates them to throw the Chomo investigation.
All they gotta do is lose all physical evidence. See here? The photographs from a child rape kit go missing, despite all other photographs from that report still remaining. Then they come behind and use Child and Youth Services to interrogate the girls over a dozen times apiece, informing them that family member state police are watching through the mirror, to get them to change their stories enough times to throw out their testimony, so that President Judge Michael George can single-handedly throw out the entire Chomo case locally a week before it goes to trial in the state capitol.
It's so disgusting that it makes our longtime Children and Youth Services director quit.
Which, holy shit, there's State Rep Dan Mao popping in the middle of everything again as Vice Chair of the House Children and Youth Committee.
You can go bother somebody else now.
Even our state senator, who's a lawyer, is so disgusted he quits mid-term over the debacle, leaving the seat open for...
Hey, thanks for your help, Doug. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Whose office I alerted of the whole debacle a year ago via email right here. Do you see that? Massive public safety issue? Please relate to Corner Mastriano. He would know the right thing to do.
Thank you, man.
Yes, God bless me. You could do something for me for getting stabbed.
Alright, so the entire ruling class of this district is in on this. See what happens when I report it to the state police?
Which is very concerning because he's a lead investigator. He also lost child rape kit pictures for that big investigation in the Phil Costin case that would have exposed the HUD fraud. And this entire barrack saw it. I'm disgusted with what the law goes on around here. I actually have my private investigation that I ran. If you want to give a couple of your detectives this. This is that investigation where he lost that.
What the fuck is this? Harassment, I guess.
You're from Fulton County still?
I had never heard of Fulton County before this, and none of our family had ever lived there.
Mr. Fornwalt?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
there's one of your officers hiding child rape kit pictures, and you're over here following us out of here after I report this.
So he doesn't have to invent reasons to pull me over. I got him a little something that he can remember me by.
All right.
Right there. Trooper Bradley Fulton the Nambla, Fornwalt, my biggest fanboy.
And as a reward for throwing that Chomo case, the State Police Gettysburg Troop H are rewarded with a new building. See, here's Chief Chomo in charge, Lieutenant Todd Witalik. See, here's my follow-up conversation with him via email after he laughed on the phone of one of his investigators losing child rape kit pictures. If you ever bump into this guy in person, ask him if he thinks that it would be investigated if child rape kit pictures were lost in a case involving one of his kids. It's pretty disgusting to hear his reply on that answer. But wait a second, who's his little butt buddy right here? Trooper Alex Loader? Holy shit, he's married to my victim's advocate that forged the paperwork for my assailant's illegal sentence for stabbing me. No wonder why I can't get any movements on the police to investigate or charge for this. But wait, who's this Kathleen Flanagan gal that also works at the victim's witness office?
Lost that. I appreciate your help, Corporal Flanagan.
But it's not like District Attorney Brian Sinnott will charge him anyway.
See this AP story where he refuses to bring rape charges against a man whom openly admits it to his victim via Facebook Messenger? Going so far as to destroy the physical evidence rape kit. Gee, is this a pattern we're seeing here?
We are the best investigative body in the entire world. Let us handle it. Gee, if we could only bring in that district attorney from Judge Maslin's county that went through such great lengths that protected President Judge Michael George from the jailhouse hitman.
Let's see who we got here. Holy shit. Cumberland County District Attorney David J. Freed, whom later becomes the federal United States Attorney for the Middle District of Pennsylvania.
Wow. Now, those of y'all that have been asking if I've informed the Fed, well, regional federal offices are staffed by regional Pennsylvanians. So watch what happens when I go through the proper channels to report this to the federal district office.
Alright, no bullshit. This is the email to the Department of Justice whistleblower website detailing the HUD fraud and Chomo case mailed over a year ago. Alright, so here's that email on May 11th. We don't hear anything. I retouched 15 June for a follow-up. I retouched 26 October for a follow-up. And this is when I actually got through to somebody and she calls me back on the 28th of October. She says there's actually nothing in their records about it. Can I please forward it? So I actually just forwarded. You know, you see this came from a forward. This was the original thing sent on May 11th. So we keep going down. We keep going down. Thank you. It's been confirmed. October 28th. Thanks. I'll follow up. January 7th, I contacted the U.S. Attorney's Office and I got word back on January 13th. And that's when the attorney talked to me and took no actions.
Now, listening to this guy lawyer explain all this away would make you blow chunks. He spent more time crying about this piece of plastic on my desk and didn't even know what it is. He muttered on about some anonymous thing about this Guy Fawkes mask. Hey Maslin, what do y'all attorneys call that? Good boy. So everyone from the mayor to the attorney general's office to the feds in Pennsylvania are hiding this. If right now you're asking how the hell did it get like this, well, like I said in the beginning, Pennsylvania is run by a bipartisan super PAC. Here, let me show you.
Here's Pennsylvania Republican Senator Mike Fulmer receiving the nonprofit Marcy's Law Guardian of Victims' Rights Award. Wow, he's got kitty porn on the phone in his pocket. And here's my state rep, Despicable Dan Mao, getting the Guardian of Victims' Rights Award.
We're done here. You can go bother somebody else now.
And here's my district attorney, Brian Sinnott, receiving it for destroying a college rape kit and losing child rape kit pictures.
Alright, so who the fuck is giving out these awards?
Carrie Nace of the nonprofit Marcy's Law for PA, whom also sits on the board of directors of our county's nonprofit Economic Development Board, and whose primary occupation is that of Pennsylvania Conservative Super PAC, headed by longtime chair of the Pennsylvania Republican Party, Alan Novak, whom then joins forces with the longtime president of the Pennsylvania Democratic Party, TJ Rumi, and his Super PAC. And to round things out, the strategic advisor and brain trust of Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf, Mary Eisenhower, to create a bipartisan ultra PAC that controls the entire state's legislative and executive bodies. If a candidate doesn't play by their directives, do you think they're going to get party support to get elected to our legislature? Good thing we still got the courts to keep us honest.
Teamwork makes dream work. For Pennsylvania pedophiles. So that's why Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf was mum when I asked his office about help for the police hiding my stabbing.
See here where I relay the police report number and inform him that my assailant will do it again to somebody else?
Well, that's because he owed the state police a favor for hiding his relative breaking into my home.
But you just let me go.
Get out of my house, get out of my house, get out of my house. Okay. Get out right now. Go. No, that's not all I had to say. I had to pull out my phone. Go. Out.
You're
go.
Me.
Yeah, you're fucking trespassing. I told you not to come in. I told you 3 times.
You told me to come here to drop off your weed. Your fucking weed. You're a fucking idiot. Yes, you're dumb, dude. You're really dumb.
Planting drugs.
Here is the weed you wanted, and the reason I came over here.
Oh my God.
And calling the cops on me, sending me to jail twice on the same charges, completely dropped or thrown out both times.
Because when the cops get called, I can show them documented evidence of it all. So just go. I know you're crazy. Go away. Go away.
Do you see how she says recording won't help you at all? That's because she knows the cops won't charge her for anything. That's because her dad's a local longtime practicing attorney whose distant relative is Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf.
This right here spawned my federal racketeering case.
Presided over by federal Judge Susan Schwab, former counsel to the Democratic caucus of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, that just had to claim absolute immunity to avoid criminal charges for breaking the law and conducting off-the-record communications in a federal case she was overseeing.
So I could go on for days, but it doesn't matter. Every scandal y'all just saw was made 100% legal on paper by Pennsylvania barred attorneys.
The Honorable Court of Pennsylvania.
And Maslin's right. There's no law in Pennsylvania about associating with known pedophile protectors. Besides, we're here to disqualify Judge Maslin, and you're gonna get to help out on this one.
Check out Title 207, Code of Judicial Conduct, Rule 2.11, Disqualification. A judge shall disqualify himself or herself in any proceeding in which the judge's impartiality might reasonably be questioned.
So what I need y'all to do is write down in the comments some hilariously funny shit on your public perception of bias from Judge Maslin.
Oh, let me have it, Larry.
The most entertaining ones get to be attached as exhibits on the court record, along with this video of independent press analysis of his bias. All the witty comments that make the cut will be attached to the community page for public viewing. Nothing violent, we want comical.
And so, because the Attorney General is personally prosecuting my case, every scandal in this report will be forcibly dragged across his desk. Along with the Honorable Judge Albert Maslin, whose experience as the state's Inspector General makes him specially suited to uncover impropriety within Pennsylvania's executive agencies.
Oh, yeah! That kind of scared the poo out of me.
Y'all, don't forget about your comments to attach to the motion. Give me a thumbs up and share. Trial's coming up and I'm gonna go to jail if this doesn't break in the news. Please, help me get this out to Middle America.